Hey, what's going on, Class 53? It's Candidate Barry here to show you guys the best way to go ahead and pack your rucks for the road march. Basically, the best way to do it for any kind of field event. You're going to start out with your rucksack. I went ahead already and put my e-tool carrier right directly underneath the US emblem. I found that that's probably the easiest place to put it. That way the weight's centered. You don't have one side a little bit heavier than the other, even though it might not make a difference, but for my own peace of mind, I like to do it that way. I got the SOP packing list here. We did modify it a little bit. Hopefully that change went through. I will pack according to the change that we made. So in your main compartment, which is the big space right here in the middle, you're going to put your sleep system. We live in Florida, so I went ahead and just packed the summer sleep system because that's what usually you use. Go ahead and pick a side. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to go ahead with the left side because that's just the side I'm going to pick. And go ahead and shove it down all the way to the bottom. Get it nice and tight. Make sure when you roll the sleeping mat and you pack it in there, make sure you pack it into the bivy cover really, really tight, and you sit on it and you pull the straps. Everything you want in there real tight, as flat and as less inflated as you can get it. The next item is going to be your spare boots. Make sure these are boots that you don't want to wear for your road march because you don't want to be that guy or that girl taking stuff out of her rug right before the road march. You want to lay them down flat like this. So I'm going to go ahead and lay it on the right side as I'm looking in, which would be you guys' left. Just go ahead and get it as flat and tight down there as possible. Push against the walls of the rucksack. It should be laying down on the side. And just like you're putting sneakers in a shoebox, you want to go ahead and make the other boot fit. Same thing, this side is going to be pushing against your sleeping bag, but just go ahead and squeeze it down in there. Alright, so the boots are a check. Next thing, you're putting your waterproof bag or your wet weather bag, which is the screen bag here. So the best way to do it, as I like to open it up, shove it down in here. Some rucks already come with the inside line with the waterproof bags, but I wasn't that lucky, so it's alright though. I like this way better. Basically, you're just going to start putting your stuff in there. So following the list, we're going to go ahead and put 4 tan t-shirts. That's first on the list, but I'm going to go ahead and put the items that I'm not going to need to get to immediately, which is going to be a brown towel. Go ahead and lay that nice and neat at the bottom. You want to make sure your stuff's either rolled or folded. I like rolled better. It fits in easier. Doesn't take up as much space. So go ahead and put that towel in there. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and secure a set of ACUs, because when I'm out in the field, I don't change my ACUs unless they're like covered in mud. Even then I might not change them, but go ahead and grab one, top or bottom, doesn't matter. And same thing, put it on top of the towel. And make sure you're jamming it all the way in, because that sleep system might have somehow gotten filled up with some air. But we're going to deflate it now. And put the top or bottom that you didn't put in there, go ahead and put that in there. Sometimes it's good to pull up on the sleeping bag as you're stuffing your items down in there. Okay, next up on the list, we've got 4 tan t-shirts. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, shove these in here. Don't just put them in the middle, but go ahead and like kind of make a square or something, a hexagon, whatever you want to call it. Don't just leave everything in the middle, because you got to leave room still for some other items. Next up, we're going to put 4 pairs of socks. So I got my 3 green and my 1 tan. Can't find another green sock. I had to go buy one. Go ahead and same thing. Stuff those in there accordingly. Try not to pile everything up in the middle. We're saving the middle for the camelback that's going to be going on top. And last but not least, you've got your 3 pair of underwear, blue for the infantry hole. And go ahead and stick those down in there. Give it one good cram down. Make sure everything's nice and tight. Alright. So that concludes what's going inside of the ruck, inside of the wet weather bag. So go ahead, twist it up and press down on the wet weather bag here. Make sure you get all the air out. Alright. After all the air's out and it's as close to as vacuum tight as you can get it, you want to take the strings that come with your wet weather bag. Go ahead and tie that off. Alright. Okay, so that's nice and tight. Alright, next thing you want to do is you want to take your cold weather gear, just in case it gets cold, and you want to secure that in one side sustainment pouch. This might change because, like I said, I'm not sure if the SOP got approved or not. Hopefully it did. So you're going to take cold weather, top or bottom, whichever one you want to do first. Squeeze it, scrunch it, roll it, whatever. Get it as tight as you can. And go ahead, shove it down the sustainment pouch. I put mine on my left, or you're the viewer's right. As worn, it'll be on my right. But go ahead and shove it in here. Same thing, take the cold weather, my cold weather bottoms, whatever you choose. That goes on top, nice and tight. Remember, when packing a ruck, tight is right, loose is wrong. Pull that drawstring down, tighten it up, stick the excess in there, and go ahead and clamp that shut. Bam. Next up, what if it is gonna rain? What if you're gonna get wet? You're gonna need your wet weather gear. Personally, I have never worn wet weather top and bottom or a poncho, but I mean, maybe we'll start doing that now. So go ahead and grab one of the items, whether it be the pants or the top. Try not to grab the poncho because put that on top because you want your poncho readily available, not to wear it, but if you ever stop in a patrol base or something, you want to cover up your ruck so they don't get wet. You want to be able to have easy access to the poncho when you're getting yelled at, screamed at by tax or whoever telling you to hurry up. So you want that easily accessible. So go ahead and take a pair, whatever you grab, lay it down in there. Same thing, tight is right, loose is wrong. Jam and cram. Grab the other one, the top or bottom that you didn't just put in there. Get that nice and tight. Shove it in. And last but not least, your poncho. I want to roll it up. Mine came a little undone, but I'll roll it up real quick, get it tight. Why? That's right, because tight is right. Shove that in there. Alright, get your drawstring. Tighten it up, throw the excess in there. Buckle that up. Alright, sustainment pouches. Main compartment is almost done. Sustainment pouches are done. Now, what do we got left here? Let's see. We're going to have to go ahead and put our camelback in here. The way I like to put my camelback is I put it on the side that I wear it on. So I like to drink from the right side. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it on the right side as worn is where my hose is coming out. So you want to get all this stuff, the back straps and everything nice and tight in there. Shove it down. Get it low as it goes. Alright, you want to make sure you don't leave this in there. You're going to be real thirsty on that ruck. You don't have your hose. And relying on canteens is never a good thing to do, especially if you're holding a weapon. Pull your drawstring. Alright, throw the excess in there. Alright, that's for that. We're still not done though. You're going to throw that flap over it. You're going to take your sleeping mat. You're going to go ahead, with it being rolled and secured, tied off or whatever. Maybe yours came with something that keeps it tight. I had to use some 550 cord, but you can figure it out. Whatever you guys want to do. Get that nice and tight in there. Come around. Grab the buckles here. Pull it down, secure it, like so. Make sure it gets tight. Alright, last but not least, so you don't get hit by a car, you got your PT belt. Make sure it's going to be stretched out to the point where it's going to fit your rucksack. Alright, what I like to do is this little strap here for your e-tool carrier. I'm going to just go ahead and weave it under. And then basically come around the sustainment pouches. I like to go underneath the, let you see it here, underneath the side straps of the sustainment pouch. Weave it under there too, just in case if it opens up, as sometimes it might if you don't tighten it. You don't lose it on the ruck march. Alright, and then with that being done, you just bring it around back underneath the straps. And you buckle it up. Now this is how it's going to go. Just go ahead and slide this out the way. I can put that underneath the e-tool carrier is fine. Alright. So when finished, it should look like that, nice and tight. Everything down. This right here is about 40 pounds, I would say. So I got a full camelback full of water in here. But it's pretty much how you do a rucksack.